For joining us. You, of course, are our honoured guest today as we focus on the Free State province. But you're not the only person who's making a presence here today. We're surrounded by members of the police service, business officials, government department representatives, and also cleaners who've been especially invited by the office of the Premier himself so that they can also participate in this discussion as concerned citizens. So they're not just sitting back, but they're actively participating in the well-being of their province. And we're also having a group of young university students. I can't see them from where I'm sitting at the moment, but I know they are with us, paying careful attention as to what is being said, the future of this province, and dare I say, the country at large. So welcome to you all once again, and thank you again for joining us, and thanks for all your comments that you've been sending to us via various social media platforms. I'm going to go straight now to the floor. Table number 36. We had a question there with regard to renewable energy. Wherefore art thou? Right at the back, wanting to find out whether or not there is interest in renewable energy in the Free State province. I believe we do have a microphone there ready.
Okay, good morning, everybody. I'm Thabo Modupi from Kalari Solutions. My question is regarding renewable energy. We've seen now of late that Eskom has done away, or rather cancelled, the rebates that they had. We've seen across the country where people were receiving solar geysers, but now of late they are not being installed again for the fact that Eskom is not giving those rebates again. And a lot of people are still suffering, particularly in rural areas where children have got to go to school in the morning, in the winter, and wash with cold water. That was a good initiative to install those solar geysers. But now I just need to find out what is the Free State government doing in that space, taking into account the fact that Free State is mainly rural areas. And where there is no electricity for people, I mean, there's an issue of service delivery. What is the Free State government doing with regard to renewable energy to assist these communities? Thank you very much.
MEC Mashinini, you can take that one.
Give me time this time. Okay. Just the first thing. If you look around what is the input of the Free State with regard to the renewable energy, I want to speak on two issues first. That the first one is that we now have a project that is coming on the solar project at the area of Harip. You'd know Harip is a down area towards the Eastern Cape. It's going to be a massive project which has got a potential of almost taking almost 1,000 people. The second one is the biofuel in Bothaville, where we are going to make sure that the people, there is a leverage with regard to the use of petrol in that area. The third one that I want to speak to is how do we make sure that we assist the rural people with regard to electricity and so on, the renewable energy, the solar. And I want to start here, and I'm happy that, you see, that's the importance of an integrated approach. If you go just outside the Bloemfontein area and you go to Kwakwa, and I want to talk to also the one that I spoke about earlier on, the issue of Diatalawa. You go there, you go to Butsabelo, you'll find that there were lights. Huh? Remember that the renewable energy assists also the municipality with regard to the electricity consumption. Huh? And you go there, you know, my heart bleeded when I looked at that. You'll find that all the poles were down that were using the solar. We must begin to speak about that. If you go to Diatalawa, you arrive there, that agri-village, when you come there, huh, it's white during the night. What? Use of usable energy, renewable energy in that area. That's what Free State and more is still going to come. But as we do that, we must build in this element of how do we make sure that things that the Free State government has done, we take care of. I just want to also to speak, Ayanda, around the issue that the Premier of the province took me to yesterday. And I think it's a good story to tell. That says the Free State, and pardon me if I haven't heard that, the Free State is the only province that is currently building 50 square meter houses for our own people here in the Free State. It's the only one that does that. I don't know if you don't call that a good story to tell. If you go into the township, I've gone through them. Huh? number of them. I've been in Arlington, the most rural place. You get in there. You know what, Ayanda? You can travel with your Porsche, beautiful car in there without fearing anything. A good story to tell. And I think we must improve on the communication as to what are we doing. And in that process, we then impact positively on the issue of the job creation. And more of our people are beginning to put bread on the table.
We are running out of time, but we have a number of questions to get through still. Table number 28, wanting to discuss the issue of water. Perhaps as we get the microphone to table number 28, an Old Mutual representative there, but I think speaking in his or her personal capacity, I wanted to also speak to you about the latest regarding, I think it was the Democratic Alliance that had asked the SAHRC to probe the Mantsopa municipality for failing to fix, I think it was a collapsed wall of the setting dam, causing unchlorinated sewage to seep into the resource there, a bit of a health hazard. So when we speak about water, perhaps you can integrate that particular question from table number 28 with this one that I've just posed now. So is table number 28 ready?
Thank you, Ayanda. Our question goes about the water situation in the Free State and particularly in Bloemfontein. What's been done about it? It obviously impacts on economic growth as well as the health of the people. Thank you.
Ayanda, what is my starting point? What is the challenges that has been brought into South Africa and the world by this global warming? And perhaps we don't open that point so that people can begin to understand. You go to most of the dams now, you'll find that they have dried out. But what has the Free State done to address the matter? I'm quite aware that there is a pipe that has come to Bloemfontein as we speak, coming from Lesotho in the area. And when you go to addressing the issue of the sewer in Mantsopa in particular, I can tell you that the MEC of local government and housing, with a massive project, because the Premier is saying one of the issues that we must begin to deal with is how do we then deal with the bucket eradication. And I'm convinced the areas, the legacy that we inherited in 1994, we have gone way above. We're almost there because the president said this matter has to be addressed every time. And the Free State, I can tell you now, it's working tirelessly round the clock to address the issue that is also including the people of Mantsopa, working tirelessly on the bucket eradication. That's why I'm saying, from where I'm standing, the New Age has done magnificent work to make us to be able to communicate these issues to the people of the province to say, what are we doing in that area? Go to our township. Well, Mama, we have not gone up to the point whereby we can say we have done 100%. But I can tell you, we are on the right track. We are almost there. Bucket eradication, it will be a thing of the past in the province very soon.
All right, perhaps we can begin closing statements now that I will try and incorporate with the questions. Unfortunately, due to time purposes, we won't be able to take them on floor, but perhaps if the camera can shine on that person so that the relatives can know that they really were at the TNA business briefing. They were not lying. Tami Lomo, you really were here. I'm not going to go to you, but you really were present. And you wanted to know about the ICT strategy of the province, whether or not it's aligned with the national strategy. Is it aligned? How far has the province come in implementing e-learning solutions in schools? I know Gauteng has already embarked on that. Perhaps you can speak to us about that, answering table number 16, Tami Lomo's question.
No, Ayanda, actually Gauteng is learning from the Free State when it comes to e-learning. We have one of the biggest broadcasting ICT platform that we developed with the University of the Free State. Lessons are beamed from the University of the Free State to 70 centers in different areas of the province. And what happens there is that immediately after the broadcast, 30 minutes later, that broadcast turns into a DVD. So children can actually get it later. We have been rolling out now for 4 years, Hey Math. Just to remind you that in 2009, when we started, pass rate in mathematics was at 49%. Last year, our pass rate was at 71%. And we have targeted these Haymans to township schools because there is so much talent that has been ignored in our township schools.
Oh, we've lost your microphone there. You can just pick it up. There we go. There we go.
Can you hear me now? Yeah, that's that. So we have done that. And if you take the issue of science, right, we've got a program called EduKite, right? It's a program that actually helps children to understand experiments in physical sciences. So I think when it comes to ICT, we are the leader. Even the Western Cape. Even the Western Cape has come here to see. They are all studying in the Free State.
All right, let's leave it there. Unfortunately, I have failed you. I have not allocated enough time for closing comments. This is why I need to lobby the powers that be to extend this time. There's just not enough time to go through all the details. So unfortunately, we have run out of time. Thank you so very much for joining us. Thanks to the Premier, Ace Magashule. He's here as well. MEC Ntombela is also amongst us, and a number of other officials. So we're going to continue. Unfortunately, it will be in your absence, but follow us on Twitter at Morning Live SABC. And we will tweet the highlights. We'll be hearing more from our panelists and also from the officials gathered here today. From us here in Bloemfontein, Mangaung in the Free State, it's Shab Shab. Hey, tada.